Gentlemen, I must say straight away that no counsel must be allowed to mislead the nation and to mislead the audience. This honorable court did not make any order nullifying the primary and the election of Dr. Asue Ighodalo as the PDP candidate who won that primary election by 577 votes. What the court said is that some delegates were excluded. And don't forget that those delegates under section 8414 have no locus to question the primaries, having not been aspirants in the primaries themselves. And so I must say it again with every sense of responsibility that counsel, especially the counsel for the delegates, must be wary because it stands the chance or the opportunity of being arraigned before the disciplinary committee for intentionally misreading to the judgment of the court what the court has not said. Take, for instance, assuming without conceding that those 375 delegates are allowed to vote and they vote for another candidate, none of the other candidates that contested with Dr. Asue Ighodalo scored more than 1 vote. So 375 plus 1 vote, 378. Dr. Asue scored 577. So head or tail, Dr. Asue won that election by majority of lawful votes.
No, sorry, sir.
We owe the duty to this nation to tell the truth. And don't forget that my Lord Justice Eko, a very seasoned, very cerebral judge, did not make any order nullifying the primary. We will supply the CTC of the judgment to all the newspaper houses, to all the media houses, and you will see clearly
No, sir.
that people are just out for mischief. And we will not allow it. As a senior counsel in this country, I will not be part of that sort of charade, where a counsel will come to the national television and be misleading the public.
Okay, sir.
Thank you so very much.
When the court made a declaration and order that the exhibit presented by the PDP had no substance, and that against that the exhibit presented by the plaintiffs that succeed. In fact, the court said that all what they prayed for, that what they brought before the court succeed on merit. Now, how do you describe that? What's the connotative or denotative meaning of that?
The connotative meaning of that is, one, His Lordship has made his findings. That judgment is subject to appeal, and I'm sure any party that is not in agreement with any aspect of that judgment will appeal against it. I cannot make any comment about the findings of my lord. I'm not the appellate court. I'm not the appeal court. That issue will be trashed out at the Court of Appeal. But the point I want to reiterate again and again is that no court in Nigeria as of today has nullified the election, the primary election that threw out Dr. Asue Ighodalo as the PDP candidate. And any other story contrary to this position is just mere shenanigan. It is mere what I will call trying to blow hot air. Dr. Asue is the candidate. He won, and he has won, and he has won, and he has won. Thank you so very much. If we're going to the appeal court, as lawyers, we take instruction from our clients. We will study the judgment, and we will take further instructions from our clients.
One of the lawyers for the 378 ad hoc delegates that were excluded by the PDP, I think I'll start by saying that this is victory for the rule of law. It's a victory for internal democracy. And it is a lesson for political parties, particularly the PDP, to learn that if you violate your constitution, you violate the electoral guidelines you have made, you refuse to listen to the wishes and aspirations of your members, there's a consequence. And that is what has transpired today. The court has held that because the PDP, which is the second defendant in this case, has refused to comply by its own electoral guidelines, Section 50, 36 of its own constitution, and the provisions of Section 82 and 84 of the Electoral Act, its ad hoc delegate congress of 4th and 5th February 2024, the court just declared it as a nullity for the exclusion of 378 ad hoc delegates who were duly elected and who have been so accredited by the party, but were excluded. The implication of this is that PDP has no candidates because those delegates that were supposed to elect that delegates were excluded from participating in party primaries. For us, it's a victory for the rule of law, and we must thank the judiciary because the judiciary remains the last hope of the common man. The judiciary has said these 378 delegates have been excluded, were unlawfully excluded. So for us, it is victory, and there's need for Edo people to know that as it stands, PDP has no candidates, and it's a lesson for the party and other political parties to always comply with the law because there's no alternative to the rule of law. It is a former Chief Justice of Nigeria, Atanda Williams, CGN, that said, in a situation where the rule of law is jettisoned, anarchy becomes the sole beneficiary. So God forbid that we live in a state of lawlessness. We don't pray for that to happen. Thank you.